Eric here. Welcome to my small channel, the channel that I've dedicated to talking about and exposing lazy, poorly trained, corrupt government officials and public servants and idiotic, tyrannical law enforcement officers. Today is June 2nd, 2026. I'm at the Grand Isle County, Vermont Superior Courthouse in North Hero, Vermont. I'm here to talk to the county clerk to ask her some pointed questions about how under 24 V.S.A 73A, the county supplies certain services for the sheriff's department. Some of those services include insurance policies and bonds. So under statute, the county clerk's office is mandated to perform certain actions. I'm here to see how those actions are taken and the steps that are taken. However, I've been trying to do that since October 2024, where I was denied access by Susan Bohannon, and then my attempts to get in here were thwarted by Josie Henry. And now, I showed up here last week after finally getting the open hours of operation from Josie Henry's lawyer, who's not even retained by the county or Susan Bohannon, nor is he a county employee, who gave me the open hours of operation. Originally, he was trying to thwart my attempts to get into the office. So after he finally admitted that he has no authority whatsoever, even though he claimed to under 1 V.S.A 318 to be head of agency, I got the open hours. So I came in on May 26, and I showed up a little bit early and was left with a note by the security guard. Susan had left copies of the oaths and bonds and other documents, I assume, with the security guard and tried to facilitate a proper record request that way. I wasn't having it though, because I want to ask her questions. She knows this. I want to see the records, the original copies, and she knows this. Then after that, Assistant Judge Sherry Poppins started emailing me from Susan Bohannon's email address instead of her own, and told me that I was at no uncertain terms I was going to get access to the county clerk's office because it was in a closed part of the building. I've never been told that before. But then she also told me the open hours of operation. I don't know, but we're here. We're gonna try it out. Yeah, and also too, most recently here, Josie Henry, who's being sued for violating my First Amendment rights and silenced me on Facebook, is now running for state house with Republican Representative Michael Morgan. And per Canon Law 4.1, she can't do that without resigning from the assistant judge position first, but she still sits in this office from what I could tell. I mean, I could be wrong, but based on an internet search just this last weekend, she still held this office. So the courthouse is opening now. We're gonna go in, I'm gonna check it out, see if I can have a chance to speak with her, ask her these pointed questions, and get some answers from her. Beautiful out now.
Gorgeous. This is what you pay taxes for.
I try not to pay taxes. I try, I said.
Yeah, I hear you.
Not very successful.
No, that's all right.
I feel it. I think that's the lawyer. You a lawyer?
Yeah, you know me.
No.
I'm Joe Farnum.
Oh, you're Joe.
Yeah.
Why are you here? You got a case going?
I got all sorts of stuff going on.
Are you here to talk to me?
I don't know. That wasn't my plan.
Were you expecting me today, Joe? I was just actually talking about you just now.
I'm sorry?
I was actually just talking about you now on this camera, this feed,
Well, there you go.
before you showed up.
There you go.
So, are you here to talk about the public records with Susan
Judge.
Bohannon?
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for your efforts.
No problem. Thank you for your lovely note. That was nice. You're looking good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was right. It's Joseph Farnum.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I hear you.
All right, Joe. Excuse me.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, he didn't.
I'm here to I'm here in part to make sure your records review goes well. And
What do you have to do with my records review? Can I ask you that? How? All right, if you are specifically retained only to deal with Josie Henry in an individual capacity for First Amendment violations pertaining to the Facebook page, why are you here on behalf of Susan Bohannon in the county of Grand Isle, so I can do a simple review of public records?
Well, what I'm doing here is to the extent I can assist the county clerk with your.
Are you getting paid for? Are you getting paid to be here for this?
Well, if you're just gonna cut me off.
Okay, sorry about that.
You don't need to be concerned with my retainer or how I'm being paid.
Well, I think it's important for this matter because it has nothing to do with the federal suit. And if you're just inserting yourself here because they've asked you to, in addition to the services you've been paid for, I have a problem with that.
That's your problem, I guess, by definition. But today I'm here to make sure that your records review of the records you've requested to view goes well.
Can you explain to me how you are going to do that?
To see if you have any follow-up questions after the records, after you look at records have been pulled, they're here for your review. And if you're going to want more records after that, you can give us a list and we'll go from there.
You understand that I'm additionally going to be asking Susan Bohannon lots of questions for journalistic purposes, right?
That's probably not going to happen. My understanding is that she's...
your understanding doesn't matter, Joe, because this is not your deal. I've explained to them numerous times that I'm covering a story on how they do facilitate this process.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily care to view the documents as much as I know how the process works. Okay? I do want to view those documents, but my concern is how the county and Susan herself is carrying out her duties in accordance with the statutes outlined in these documents right here and the questions I'm going to be asking her.
Yeah, I feel real... I'll double check with her, but I feel real good that she's going to respectfully decline to be interviewed.
Well, the thing is I'm not really interviewing her for the purpose of the interview is so I can better understand it for myself. So and I'm going to be I'm going to be sending it out to the public as well. But the thing is like her open hours from 8 to noon.
Yeah.
I want to talk to her. Give me 30 minutes of her time to ask her questions.
No, that's.
So you're telling me I can't ask her questions?
I'll double check with her, but I have a real good feeling that she's going to.
If she's not going to answer my questions, like I'm just going to come back later. Like you can't just keep showing up here for this. So I'll come back next week. And I'll come back the following week and the following week. I'm going to review these records, and I want to talk to Susan.
Yeah. Do you want to review? Let me ask you this: do you want to review the records today?
I want to talk to Susan today while I review the records because I want to ask her questions.
Yeah. Let me double check. Let me double check with her if she's here.
I have a feeling this isn't going to go down, Joe.
Well,
I have a feeling this isn't going to go down.
I'll do you the courtesy of asking her whether she wants to be interviewed again.
She's never been interviewed before.
No,
I've never even met the woman. I've never seen the woman.
I don't mean interviewed again. My indications from her previously are
she does not want to be call it an interview because I'm asking her questions. So it's more of me trying to get a better understanding so I can disseminate the information to the public so they can get a better understanding how the process works.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, Joe, I feel like the process was got lapsed in this situation, and that's where the problem is.
We were under the impression that you've already seen the documents that you've asked to see again, but
no, I've never seen Susan's documents. I've seen what Ray Allen claims to be his copies.
All right.
However, per the statutes that govern this, there has to be a process that is followed, Joe.
Yeah.
As a lawyer, you should know this.
Yeah, well, I know that they've pulled the documents that you've asked to see. We can do that.
Are they original wet signature?
They are.
For example, if one of my questions for Susan is statute says that she has to maintain a book these purposes.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's what I want to ask her. Where is this book being maintained?
Well, I'll
type of questions. See what I'm saying? Please don't touch me.
Yeah.
Please don't touch me, Joe.
I'll confirm again.
Please don't touch me.
But if you indulge me a couple of minutes, I think I can confirm that for you. And if you want to,
Joe, listen, I have
documents,
3
you can.
pages of questions for her.
Yeah,
That's
well.
one. Some of those questions involve, why are you here?
Right. That's our concern. That's the county's concern.
But so let me back that up. Are you being paid to be here right now? Are you being retained in any way?
I don't need to be I don't need to be inquired of in terms of how I'm being remunerated, if I'm being remunerated.
Can you define remunerated for me and my audience, because we're pretty slow-witted here.
Look that one up, and I'll check with Ms. Bohannon to see if she's up for an interview.
It's not an interview. I want to ask her questions about how she performs her duties.
That kind of sounds like an interview.
Wow, I can't even make this up. Well, if she doesn't want to talk to me, then I'm just going to come back next week. They're going to have to keep paying him to come back weekly. That's why they probably changed the office hours from June 11th from 1 to 4, because that's when he'll be able to show up. He probably charged him $500 an hour to be here. You know, he can't answer that question because he's not been retained. There's no legal services that he could be required for here. What it is I'm uncovering a fraud scheme of 14 years of non-compliance with the sheriff's oaths and bonds not being properly registered with this county clerk, which means that all of his actions would be nil and void. Now what we're experiencing here is a Manel liability claim, where the county in itself, so this building behind me is the corporate headquarters of the county of Grand Isle under the DUNS number, okay? As such, it's a municipality, a corporate municipality, and their insurances and everything that happens with those is related to what's going on now, involves the Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns. Okay? So, the lawyers actually operate the county itself, not the employee county clerk, Susan Bohannon. She's a paper shuffler. So that's why she doesn't have these oaths and bonds. That's why she doesn't know anything about them. That's why I can't get in there and see her, because the lawyers have it all. That's why the judge dismissed my Manel. Because the judge himself said how they fund their insurances and who's paying for their insurances is not my concern, because it's all a fraud. Look up the Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns. Look up the board of directors.
I've confirmed with the clerk that she's choosing not to be interviewed today, but do you want to review the documents?
I'll come back and talk to her another time. I need to speak to her. I want to ask her questions. I don't care if it takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 20 minutes. I'm going to speak to Susan Bohannon. There's plenty of rooms in there. If her office, as Assistant Judge Sherry Poppin told me in an email the other day, if her office is in a secluded part of the building and closed off to the public, which means that for some reason, no one's told me about that last couple of years, but no one ever frequents her office, no one ever goes there, okay? There's plenty of other rooms in this building that I've seen myself open to the public that she can come talk to me in. I want to speak to her. I need to ask her questions. Okay, then I'll come back and review those records later.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, let us know. I know that.
I'm not going to let you know in advance. I know the open hours of operation. Starting June 11th, they're 1 to 4. Okay?
Yep. That's my understanding as well.
That's your understanding. Okay. And you know, the first time I obtained the open hours of operation from this building for the county clerk's office was from you a month and a half ago, when you were standing in the way of my attempting to get records. And then you finally admitted you're not retained or contracted by the county or Susan Bohannon in any way. What are you doing, Joe?
I haven't spoken to the substance of my
so
retention.
when I filed this suit, okay, I named numerous defendants. I was taking on 3 law firms and 3 different lawyers. I wasn't able to present my oral arguments. I'm not very good at this, okay? But my counts against Josie Henry survived, and that's Josie's lawyer right there. Privately, that's her. She's being sued in her independent capacity. Okay, this is the best part. The county is paying for her legal defense for actions she did, not while as assistant judge, for actions she did while in Alburgh, while acting as a town administrator under the town administrators in the town of Alburgh's insurance policy. The town of Alburgh's insurance policy decided they weren't going to cover her because of, because they fired her, got dismissed or whatever, and they picked it up. They're paying for her legal defense now, even though she's being sued in an individual capacity for First Amendment violations that didn't have anything to do with this job. Had to do with the job she was moonlighting as town administrator that she created herself while she was town select chairman. Right? The reason she created that job was because of the legal fees that they accrued from a land theft that she was trying to do over here in Alburgh as well. All right, Joe. Hey, I'll have those, my 3 choices for E&E evaluators to you today. Plus, I'll have my, disclosures for you. Okay?
Very well.
By the end of today.
So just to confirm, you don't want to look at these documents today?
In good faith, I cannot look at those documents with you standing there, knowing that this what I've already explained to you all. I will be back. I want to ask Susan questions. I want to review those documents. If you want to claim to be head of agency under 318 again, that's fine. But I'm not going to sue. I'm not going to go rush into state court like you wanted me to, Joe. I know that's what you wanted, man. I'm learning as I go, dude. I'll talk to you later, buddy, all right?
Thank you. Have a good one. Enjoy this beautiful day.
You too. Yeah, that's what I ran into today. If you like that content, please check out my boring-ass content that I produced just earlier, explaining all this a little bit further. Nice card, Joe.